What up, guys? Welcome back to the Big Screen Show. I'm Alex.
It's Wyatt.
All right, and today we are bringing you, well, probably like a very early contender for the Razzies for 2025. We are bringing you Mel Gibson's Flight Risk with Mark Wahlberg. All right. All right, and why? And you guys already know how this works. We're gonna give you like our non spoiler first thoughts and critical review of it. So I think we're gonna start with Wyatt because Wyatt, you saw the movie before me, and like you were ready to hate on this one. So tell us what you got. What do you think of this movie?
Man, as it cuts off in the background, this is probably the worst movie of the year. So far, definitely the worst movie of the year. It's probably going to be a contender for worst movie of the year in general. My lowest rating in a while, I gave it a 3 out of 10. Mel Gibson gave 0 fucks with this film. I don't know what got into Mel Gibson's head. I don't know what he was doing. I don't know if he was just doing it for the money or what this was about, but this was not up to par for a Mel Gibson film. This I could have done better directing this because this movie was cringy. Mark Wahlberg's character, and we can get into him later. He's just without doing any spoilers, it just was. He just didn't do it. Didn't do it. Didn't do it for me. There's a bunch of logic gaps in this movie, and it was just cringe to the end. If you like a movie that's like so bad that it's good, like those type of films, then maybe this is one for you, and you can just like roast it as you watch. I feel like that's the only way you can have fun with this movie is if you're just with a group of friends and you're just roasting this movie as you watch it. 3 out of 10 for me. Thought it was terrible. Save your money. Do not spend money on this movie. What you got for us, Alex?
Yeah, honestly, yeah, I'm with you because I was just going through like Mel Gibson's past filmography. This is literally the worst out of literally like out of literally all five of his past films that he's done. Like this is a six, I believe. But yeah, this is like the worst one. Like again, I don't know what happened or like how he made this like really lazy film and stuff like that. And honestly, when I first saw the trailer, I was like, okay, it doesn't seem like it's really gonna be good. I mean, I hope it doesn't seem like it should be too terrible. Maybe I could like some enjoyment out of it, but like, no, there's like literally nothing. And honestly, I feel like this really is like a really bad mark for Mark Wahlberg because like this is like his second role as an antagonist since like 1996 with this with which was like his second starring in a movie with Reese Witherspoon. Fear, that was like his second movie role he was in back then, and he was an antagonist. But like this is again all those years to finally become an antagonist in this modern day of filmmaking, and it's like it's just wasted. It's like it's honestly a crying shame. It's like I have no idea what happened in this whole thing. It was very disappointing. But honestly, yeah, the whole major issue is like from like the jump, it seems like it was gonna be a pretty good start of it, with a good tension. Maybe it's a good like cat and mouse game on a set on the where the whole thing is taking place on like a plane heading
Yeah,
over.
the setup was fine. The setup was fine.
Yeah, but like it just so quickly breaks apart like that right when there's showings of it. And again, the character choices in this movie is like ridiculous. Like it's like laughably bad as well as like trying to cram like different like other plots into it. I think it really made it overcomplicated. And I think this really adds more to like why the movie doesn't work in itself. I mean, all in all, honestly, the most basic problem really is like adding too much into its story and just making, which we'll put in spoilers later, where the significant plot of it is it's kind of rendered pointless, like literally half an hour in, which is disappointing. But honestly, it's a shame for like some of the acting talent that they actually had in this movie because again, Mark Wahlberg, and then of course we have like Topher Grace, which he's kind of made for these type of roles that he's in for this type of thing, so that's not too bad. It fits. And then Michelle Dockery, she's a pretty good actress. I haven't seen her in a lot of stuff, but she's still very talented. But like, yeah, the script does not work well for like anybody in this. So like, again, My rating is low, but not as low as yours. For me, the movie is like a 5 out of 10. Like it's just not that. It's just not good. Again, like Wyatt says, do not waste your time spending money on this. If you want to see it, just wait until it comes to streaming. I mean, it's gonna be in streaming like literally like within 2 months, like some of the all the other bad films. So like it's gonna be here in no time for streaming. You know.
If you wait till streaming, you'll just be. Dang, my mic's way over here. If you wait till streaming, you won't be as disappointed as going to the movies. If you go to the movies and spend money on this, you will be mad. If you just wait and watch it in your living room, you'll be disappointed.
Yeah, absolutely. You
Yeah.
heard it here first. So, yeah, you heard it here. Wyatt 3, Mia 5. So, yeah, as you guys know, after this, we're just going straight right into spoiler territory. So, again, if you unfortunately had a chance to go, actually, unfortunately had a chance to go see this film, then keep on continuing. And for all those who have not, well, you can stop right here if you don't care, if you don't want to see more of it. You already our reaction should be enough to tell you, like, don't watch it. Wait until streaming if you're very curious. So yeah, we're just gonna go into spoiler territory here. So again, thank you guys for watching with us so far. And if you again give us a like, give us a comment on anything on your thoughts about this movie or anything else. So here we go in spoiler territory. I think we ought to start with how really the first half hour of the film was a pretty good setup. Because again, I was feeling pretty locked in with like Mark Wahlberg's character as his pilot, and he was kind of like trying to find out a lot of information, being very chatty with Michelle Dockery's U.S. Marshal character, Madeline Harris, who's bringing in like a witness played by Topher Grace named Winston, who's basically she's snitching on like a mob boss or a gangster or something like that. Classic setup for things like this with like a hitman sent out to try and kill the witness and like law enforcement has to stop him. And again, it's pretty good. Mark Wahlberg was very engaging. He was using like a country type of accent to disguise everything. He was all in it. And again, I like how it was like really how Madeline was really trying to like piece together how he's very suspicious and Winston was like found like the ID for like the fake pilot that Mark Wahlberg's character. Well, he doesn't really have a name, but we're just gonna call him like Daryl since it's like the pilot that he actually killed. But so yeah, Winston actually found his ID and tried to warn her, but Madeline being like a trained officer of the law and sort of was able to figure it out. And again, it felt pretty good. Very suspenseful. They were trying to fight each other for control of the plane, lead to a good bit of tension here. And yeah, that's actually where the good part actually ended.
Yeah, I thought that is where the good part ended because once they found out Mark Wahlberg was or was not the pilot, that's where it went downhill. Like the setup was perfectly fine. They had it going, and then they just tied Mark Wahlberg up in the back for the rest of the movie. He
Yeah.
was just for the rest of the movie. He was just tied up in the back saying cringy stuff.
Yeah, yeah, it was pretty cringy.
Yeah. They kind of wasted his talent here, to be honest. Uh, what could have made what could have made it better?
Yeah.
I
I
don't
think
know because the
I,
script is so awful.
Yeah, I think why I know where it took a bad turn because like they were like he was handcuffed. It was fine. They were and like Madeline and Winston were like in the air. They were lost. They don't know how to fly a plane. Then they tried to and she tried to call her boss or try to call her boss on her phone. And that right
Bro,
there is a problem. They
hold up,
used a satellite phone.
bro. Yes, I'm glad you stopped there because how long did they search for a way to like get out of their situation, away for contact? Oh, the radio's down. Oh, the GPS is down. Oh, what do we do? Let's look around and see if we can find something. Oh, like 5, 10 minutes later. Oh, I've had this sat phone the whole time. Like, bruh.
Yeah, I know because like that's like the big
Shouldn't be
mistake.
that the first thing you pull out if you actually had the sat phone? You know, that should be the first thing. Oh, I got the sat phone. Let's call. Like type deal. They spent minutes, like 8 minutes of the movie type deal, searching for a device, and she had it in her pocket the whole time. It's cuckoo cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. What are
Yeah.
y'all doing?
Yeah, I do. That's the main thing. Because because like once we had that sat phone, again, they didn't really need Mark Wahlberg's character now. It's like they could have
I
just
know.
killed him. Like and then you're just using him for like a waste of time because you know he's gonna give you trouble. Again, I know I get it. You're an officer. You're an officer. You're U.S. Marshal. You want to bring in this guy, but like I'm pretty sure there's a very exigent circumstance where you know he's a constant threat. Like who's really gonna say anything about an assassin who tried to kill you? You are literally within very smart and sound reason to kill him to avoid all this trouble. Because like again, if they didn't bring in the phone, they could have found like they could have done this like whole thing where like Mark Wahlberg's assassin character could have been like trying to trick them to sabotage the plane further, like kill
Yeah.
them all. He didn't give a fuck about dying. They could have like found some other way for them to outsmart each other with this like little mental mind games and stuff like that. Just rather than try and find a way to get them down to safety. But like, no, you bring in a sat phone, you got another pilot on the call to help you, and you got this assassin who you know is a threat, and you keep him alive throughout the whole film, knowing that he's gonna find some way he has. Because again, what's crazy is like they have him tied up, but he's literally doing all these other things to try to escape, and you can hear it, but like I don't know, for like
It's a
uh,
quiet plane. It's a quiet plane.
exactly.
It's like ripping fabric in a quiet plane. There's no radio going or nothing like that. Although a plane is a little noisy as it's flying through the air, you're gonna be able to hear what's going on in the cabin. Like
Yeah, but and the thing is, they didn't even have like their headphones on. So like, if they had those
exactly.
headphones on, that'd be more believable because like you can't hear anything. But no, they literally had no headphones on, and there's literally this one scene where Mark Wahlberg literally had like was trying to get a knife and try to get it into his hands, but it literally clanged on the floor, and it's like. Really? You didn't hear that? You didn't hear that really loud metal clang on the floor when you literally how does that make any sense? What logic is that? There's like no way to get by that without some. There's really no explanation.
I know they must think we're dummies.
Yeah, I know. Again, they did not think anything through with this. And again, we get more into like this whole plot twist about like a possible mole in the U.S. Marshal's office, which, I mean, it tried to do like a whole like red herring type of twist in there, but like it's just so lazily done. Where Madeline thought like her boss was the mole this whole time, but we found out it was actually like the actual head of like her U.S. Marshal office division, things like that. But when she found out, she called her boss back and literally told her, "Hey, we found out who the mole is. You gotta get out of there. You gotta get out the office." And I'm like, how does that make any sense? You're telling her to leave the office, which is probably like the safest place with other U.S. Marshals, and then literally, as we found out later on, she left the office in a car. Boom, she gets into a traffic accident and dies, even though we literally
Oh my
know. Of
gosh.
course, it was so telegraphed. It was like so lazy. It's like, how are you a trained officer and you try to make a stupid decision like that? That doesn't make any sense.
I know, I know, I know. Wouldn't you go to higher ups? Wouldn't you get a team to take down this guy? Like, there's so many other things you would do rather than just fleeing in a car.
Yeah.
Like,
Again, you could have just stayed put.
I
That's
didn't
it.
even realize. I didn't even realize what you're pointing out now. But it just makes us look. Do they think we're just this dumb as moviegoer? As just like as an audience? Do they think the audience is this dumb?
Yeah, I know. Do you think that we're gonna be like so mesmerized by the performances that we're gonna miss that super small detail when that's literally the major entire focus of the movie? Because again, you basically took away the whole intriguing plot, which is going to be like a cat and mouse game with Mark Wahlberg assassin, but you sidelined him throughout the majority of the time. He was either mostly unconscious or he's just talking shit with some really crazy stuff
I
and stuff like
know.
that. It was, I mean, he was
Yeah,
crazy, but it was crazy, but like it just doesn't fit since again, since there's you don't really need him. So you're questioning like why he's even there at all.
they tied him up for most of the movie. Man, I liked where you were going. Where this could have been like a mind game thing if they didn't have the guy on the sat phone. How racist of it was them to have the guy on the sat phone. Thank you. Come again.
Yeah,
Type guy on the sat phone.
I know. I was thinking like the exact same thing. It's like, are they calling like they really went that like that? I don't know if he's trying to be like all inclusive or did you just went like default racist type thing where like you couldn't use a black guy, but you tried to use like this Indian I don't know,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
ethnicity things like that. What the fuck? That was like the most random thing I heard. It's like I didn't even think it was even clever. I didn't think it was even funny. But it's like seriously, I don't know why, but I felt a little insulted by that whole thing and everything.
And then how horny was the guy?
Yeah,
The,
that
the,
came out
the
of
guy,
nowhere.
he was so horny for the girl on the call, and I get that he's trying to calm her down or whatever. But
But like,
some
yeah,
of the
but like,
stuff is kind of out of bounds. It's like
yeah, I don't even get it.
to a woman you don't know. Like you're just gonna say this shit to her over a teleprompter when you're trying to save her life. She doesn't know how to fly a plane.
Can't even
Like,
don't even know what she looks like, and you're trying to flirt with her all and shit like that. When there's like a serious situation, you're trying to play your game right now. Like
yeah, I know, I know.
trying to shoot your shot. I mean, no, this is like a better time. Like, nah,
So there's just so many of these just logic gaps in the movie.
yeah, yeah. But honestly, I will say, Topher Grace Winston, like he felt like probably like the most normal one out of it and everything where again that's not saying much due to like the writing, but at least he was like more of like reactionary type thing, and he felt like the
Uh,
most normal stable one out of the whole entire thing, despite him being like about him being like not the most
if
intimidating.
you
But
had to give a nod to one out of the three of them, I would say it would be him. But his acting still felt like it was like that '70s show.
yeah, I don't think he's there. Yeah, he's never gonna escape from that like ever because that's just so iconic. But again,
Well,
that's
just
pretty much mostly all of his
his
characters he
comedic
plays.
moments, like his comedic moments, are just kind of like the same. He's playing this quirky guy, you know, and it worked. It worked for what it was. He was an accountant. He was a quirky guy, anyways. So I mean, it worked. Some of his writing and some of his dialogue should have been left out.
Mm,
But if you
yeah,
have to give a nod to one out of three of them, I guess it's him.
yeah. But honestly, I will say Mark Wahlberg's death in the film where he gets like ran by a car. I thought that was actually pretty funny, even though you could literally tell the whole like CGI type stuff in
Well,
there.
that was a logic gap too, because how the hell are the ambulance and the people that are there to save you going to kill somebody on this plane crash? It could have been the witness, it could have been the woman that they hit. And what? What negligence of that damn team to kill somebody in the efforts of saving them, they killed somebody. That was
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
huge logic gap. Huge logic gap.
Yeah, and
Made
by that I know what you're saying, but like the most funniest part in there was like basically saying like, oh, I'm like they come in trying to save like Winston after he got like stabbed a bunch of times because again he literally tried to kill you guys, and still she chooses now and then after he got stabbed to death, you then decide to shoot him, and then that still didn't kill him, but like that's kind of like. And he wouldn't die right away because again, those weren't really accurately placed shots. So like, still injured and everything. So like, probably wouldn't die right away. So that like, but no, you wait until like the very last few moments of the movie to finally shoot him. Really, you had plenty of
yeah,
chances. Come on.
yeah.
But no, the funniest part was like when like paramedics came in, he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, man. One of the other people from the plane had died," and it's like, and but then Madeline's like, "Oh, thank God." I actually laughed at that part because again, it is kind of like the paramedics' fault that he died. He just like,
Yeah,
ran right
yeah.
into him.
Bro, what? And didn't they take their time? They had a little talk with each other before the paramedics or when the paramedics were there. I don't remember. But the woman and him had a talk at the end. And I'm like, this guy's gonna die soon. Like this man's losing a lot of blood. He got stabbed multiple times. And y'all are sitting here having this one-on-one conversation, this heart to heart. I was like,
Yeah, I
oh
think
my
they
gosh. You rushed
yeah.
you rushed to get this man down here. Landed the plane early and all that. To have a heart to heart with him.
Yeah, honestly, reality based, I'm pretty sure he would have died already before they even impacted. Because again, I don't know. I know they said he stabbed him right, like in the ribs, stuff like that. But it felt like pretty close to the heart, and he was losing a lot of blood. I would have thought he would have bled out by the time they had reached the end. He would have been like probably.
Yeah, he's
I'm not a medic, but like
he's
I
definitely
just
not
feel
able
like
to
it could
talk.
happen.
He's definitely not able to talk. He's in no no place to have a heart to heart conversation with somebody.
Yeah, and plus, did it feel to you that the ending was abrupt, like it was trying to like do like a sequel tease, or just kind of give like an ambitious, ambiguous type, open-ended type thing, sort of?
uh, I mean, I guess the ending was all right. How they were still trying to kill him in the end, and she saved his life again. But the how they did the scene was just a huge logic gap. Like she just randomly shoots this paramedic, and then everybody just goes about their leisure. Like everybody just walks away. Everybody crowded around, witnessed her shoot this man. They don't know who this man is. Like he could have been an assassin, or he could have just been a paramedic
Yeah, but
working
he
his
was,
job.
yeah, well, he was an assassin because he was putting like a bag over
Oh
Winston's
no,
head to
he
suffocate
was
him.
an assassin, but I'm just talking about the logic gap in this scene too. There was so many witnesses and stuff standing around, and then after he got shot, they all just dispersed like nothing
Yeah, yeah, that was pretty funny. Like none of the other
happened.
officers or anything came up there asking like, "Yo, what happened?" Like
Yeah, what happened? Why'd you shoot this guy?
that, that was
Why'd you
like
shoot this
the
paramedic?
yeah. But yeah, that's actually it's pretty funny when you put it like,
So
put
sad.
it like that.
This movie is
Oh,
laughable. You gotta be sitting with friends, and you just gotta be able to laugh at this movie.
yeah, honestly, I can see some people watch this movie while they like high or some shit and be thinking
Yeah.
like, "Oh, dude, this assassin dude is hilarious."
What? Man,
But no.
I think I have anything else. I struggled to find anything positive in
Yeah,
the
I think the only positive thing I can think of is like, I mean, there's like a small character arc with Madeline where she had like this history of like where she let like one like witness, like she accidentally let a witness die, was why she was on like desk duty until this current mission that she was on. I think that was kind of more of a little character arc that was then she got a second chance to like save another witness informant type thing. So I think that's the part of the reason why it's a five for me. Like there are some bits in there where it's like something you get, but the cons of the whole rest of the film does kind of outweigh that. But like again, it's terrible, but I wouldn't put it at like as low as like a three or as low as a three. Potentially, it could be like a four if I ever want to rewatch it again. But like, there's no way in hell I'm rewatching this movie.
No, I don't want to see this movie again.
Me neither.
And
Again, you said Razzie Award worst film 2025.
yeah, this has it. This got the trophy right now. They got the belt. They got the belt right now.
Yeah, yeah, they got it. They got it at this point, but we'll see how it goes by the end of
Yeah,
2025.
it's just January. It's just January.
We
Well,
got time. We got 11 more months.
but I think that's all for I think that's all for flight risk, guys. Like I said, 3 out of 10. Save your cash, and we'll see you on the next one. After flight risk, we have the Brave the Dark coming out. So look forward to Brave the Dark. That'll be coming to you shortly after this one. Um, I'm Wyatt,
Yeah, I'm Alex.
and we'll see you on the next one of the Big Screen Show. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, and do all that good stuff. Everything y'all do helps us, man. So we'll be with y'all here for 2025, and we'll see y'all next time.